Herzlich willkommen zu unserem AREC-Webinar. Mein Name ist Alex Puschkarow und ich bin im Vertrieb tätig, besonders im Bereich für audiovisuelle Kommunikation bei der INSOLEX GmbH. Ich bin sehr erfreut darüber, Sie heute alle begrüßen zu können. Und heute werden wir 60 Minuten circa über das Thema Smart AV Solutions for Education, Business und den Public Sector sprechen. Praktische Beispiele zur Umsetzung von AV-Systemen werden wir Ihnen vorstellen und den Überblick über das AREC-Sortiment und Technologien geben. Zögern Sie bitte nicht, Fragen zu stellen im Chat. Am Ende der Präsentation haben wir auch noch eine kleine Fragerunde vorbereitet. Die INSOLEX GmbH ist seit 2016 erfolgreich auf dem Markt, professionelle Audio-, Video-Konferenztechnik und effiziente Komplettlösungen anzubieten. Seit diesem Jahr sind wir auch offizieller Distributor von AREC Incorporate. AREC bietet innovative Technologien in den Bereichen Aufzeichnung, interaktive Kommunikation und Übertragung an. Die Produkte von AREC unterstützen bei der Lösung komplexer Aufgaben im Zusammenhang mit hochwertiger Visualisierung, Kommunikation und Verwaltung von Multimedia-Inhalten in Unternehmen, Bildungseinrichtungen und Behörden. Wenn Sie die Qualität Ihrer Präsentation, Webinaren, Videokonferenzen oder Veranstaltungsübertragungen erhöhen möchten, bieten wir Ihnen individuelle Lösungen an, die wir zu Ihren Bedürfnissen zupassen. Nun möchte ich bitte das Wort an Daniel Benitez von AREC übergeben. Er wird Ihnen mehr über die Produkte und die Einsatzbereiche des Unternehmens erzählen. So. Now you can start with your presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. So welcome everyone today to this presentation. What I want to focus today is on doing some product presentation, but mostly focus on actual case studies and applications of how these solutions can be used in different markets. So to start the presentation, I want to switch my camera. Right now I'm using my computer camera, but I want to use this one, which is actually part of the output of my media station. Now, what is the media station? The media station is a device that allows you to do recording and streaming of different video sources. So it's a device that can look like this. We have some that already have an integrated touch screen, or it could be like the one I'm using right now. It's this one here at the bottom with the blue and gray. So these are devices that allow you to mix video sources, combine them, switch them, add also graphical elements, and recording and streaming however you need it and however you like. So right now, what I'm gonna do is change the composition of my presentation so that I can have my presentation on one side and then me on the other side. This helps us to have a more I would say fashionable or presentable presentation. So what is AREC one more time? It's a complete solution. So we are not just talking about hardware devices here, but we are talking about the complete solution and giving the end user, the customers, the ability to record, to stream, to create content for webinars, for presentations, for education, also these corporate cases, government, pretty much anywhere you can think of. And AREC is one of the brands that belongs to the ASUS group. So we are a Taiwanese manufacturer. We have our company set in Taipei, Taiwan, and also our factory. So AREC is part of the larger ASUS group. And that is part of the reason why we already have a lot of plenty of case studies in the pretty much all around the world. You might recognize some of the logos of companies, universities, governments, and other institutions where our products are already being used for quite a few years. We have cases in Oxford University, Pfizer, L'Oreal, DHL, Knorr, Walmart, pretty much anywhere that you can think of, we will probably already have a case of an installation down there. Our products can be used in different type of markets. So I would like to start, first of all, with the education market. So for education, we have one of the most cases on installations done in education, mainly because our devices are perfect for hybrid education and also full online education. Like in the case of the Military University of Technology in Poland, where they are using not just our media stations, the devices that do the recording and streaming, but they are also using our IR tracking cameras. So these are devices that allow you to track your presenter or your speaker by relying on infrared technology. We have, for example, an attachment that can be worn around the neck, or one that can be used with as an attachment for a microphone, just like that. So once the camera the attachment gets activated, the camera will always be following the speaker. And this is exactly what the people from the university in Poland wanted, because with the ITT technology, you can have two different IR tracking cameras following two different positioners, which lets the teachers have one positioner always being tracked and have another one for the students, so that if you have 3 students or if you have 50 students, just have to pass the microphone around and you will always know who is the person speaking, which is exactly what they were looking for. Then education cases of this type of let's say, more traditional type of education, we have plenty. But for education, it's not just about this type of installations. It can also be used in like the case in the Catholic University of Lima in Peru, where they are using it for their cooking classes. So if you are thinking of any type of places where there is knowledge being imparted, then AREC solutions are perfect for it. In the university in Peru, they use it initially for some specific classes for learning how to make ceviche, like the traditional Peruvian food, but eventually they extended it to more different classes, because not only it allows students from far away to attend the classes, but also the people who were there present to be able to access the classes already afterwards. Now, our media stations have integrations with different VCMS platforms like Panopto, OpenCast, and Kaltura. And it's our integration with Kaltura exactly what made the University of Copenhagen opt for our solutions. In this case, since the stations are completely integrated already, you just have to use them for the recording and streaming, and allow the students to access through their Kaltura portal to have access to all the lessons. Now, another case that I want to showcase is the one for the Charter Institute of IT in the United Kingdom. So in this case, the end user, the university or the institute, they were looking for a specific solution. And our partner in the UK, they have been working for us for such a long time, and they know the reliability and our knowledge of our technology. So they came to us looking for how can they solve the end user's need. And that's how we came to offer exactly what the university is looking for, because our range of product is quite broad. We have different type of technologies, different types of inputs and outputs. The core function of the station is always the same, is doing recording, streaming, video switching, but based on the need of the end user, we can help to provide exactly what they are looking for specific cases. In Germany, we also have plenty of installations done in the Osnabrück University, Dusseldorf, and also Kassel University. Sorry if my pronunciation is not that good. But for education is one of our main markets. Now, this is one of the main markets. The following one would be corporate. So for corporate cases, there are plenty of applications. One of the most common ones would be, for example, to use our solutions just like we're doing right now for video conference. But it can be much more than that. Like it's the case of the Human Lab in the United Kingdom. This is a company where they're doing market research and different kinds of customer testing. What they needed to have is the security that all the content would always be recorded, whether in the media station or somewhere. They wanted to have the extra security that they will never lose the video feed. And here is why they opted for the media station, is because they can use the function of always streaming. So our devices, besides being reliable and doing all the recording inside the station or on a NAS server, you can also choose to use them to always be streaming to a platform. And that these worked as a backup in this case. Now, corporate is not just this type of meeting rooms or installations. It also can be used for hotels, just like the case of the Catalonia Hotel in Spain. They wanted to include the option for recording and streaming for live events, conference, and others for all of the installations. And the fact that our solutions can be used in combination with other brands like QC's, Extron, Crestron, and AMX and others was part of the reason why they chose to add our solutions to their conference rooms. This is a project that is still ongoing. The Hotel Catalonia is going to continue improving and developing more installations with our solutions. And this is just to show how easy to use, reliable, and scalable our type of solutions are. Now, maybe you know of Ernst & Young. They are a huge finance service. And with them, we have installations in Denmark and Poland and Chile and other countries as well. But for example, the case in Chile, here they chose to use our solutions for what they call the excellence room. These are places where they can train their employees. And part of the reason that they chose our solution is that they can use one of our stations. It's called the speaker tracking station in combination with Shure ceiling microphones. So this allows them to not just have everything recorded, but also add the tracking functions, speaker tracking functions to their training sessions. So people, employees can have all the training recorded. They can rewatch it once they need to, maybe something wasn't clear enough, or maybe someone couldn't join the session live. They will have access to it afterwards. And of course, it can be used in the also all sorts of corporate events or corporate marketing or publicity campaigns, like the case of Unilever in Romania, where they wanted to have a way to showcase how to use Knorr products in the different culinary classes. So what they do is they have their whole production done with AREC devices. And because it is done through network, you can easily install it and combine it with other different kinds of products as well. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a range of products, one of them being the one that already has an inbuilt touchscreen, which was chosen for Electrolux in Denmark to have this sort of mobile recording station. They have the KL3T is our station that has an inbuilt touchscreen, because from here they can, just like I'm doing right now, they can add different types of background images. They can change the composition very easily, all on the go. And in this case, what they needed to do is be able to move around the showroom and show the different places, the different scenarios on their showroom. So for corporate, really, the ways to use recording and streaming solutions are plenty. Moving on to our third largest market is the government. So first case I want to introduce is one of the most typical ways to use our solutions in government, which is for like Senate or the Congress, all sorts of meeting rooms for council, city halls, and others. In this case, what they are using is our speaker tracking station, which already has integration with main conferencing microphone system brands like Shure, Televic, Audio-Technica, Bosch, and others. So the way it works is once the microphone gets activated, the station will tell the cameras to which preset point they should move to, just like in this video. Let me play one more time. See, the microphone gets activated, and then the cameras can do the zoom in. And not only that, the station also allows you to add, for example, the speakers' names. You can have more than one camera at the same time. You can have multiple cameras displayed, all in the without need for a lot of manual operations. Now, while is mainly designed to be used with these microphone systems, it can also be controlled manually, just like the case of the Central American Institute of Governance in Costa Rica. Here, they are using the exact same product, but without any microphone systems to be able to combine different video sources and also with different cameras, both normal petit set cameras and the auto tracking cameras, and use them in meetings, training, seminars, and all sorts of online settings. And this is to show the versatility of AREC products. So you cannot just be using them in the more traditional sense of the way. You can also combine them in many different ways. Now, how about if there is an installation where they already have a lot of AV products, let's say a bit older type of AV products, but they still want to modernize it a bit without having to replace the entire thing, whether for budget constraints perhaps, or they just like their old system, but they want to modernize it somehow. This is how our solutions were used in Spain, in the Provincial Council of Cordoba. Here, they already have plenty of AV equipment already installed, but they wanted to have a way to combine them and add the recording and streaming functions, which is where our media station was the perfect solution, because one of our models, for example, has a VGA video connection, which is a bit more analog. And with this, they could use the same equipment they already have previously, but make it more modern by adding our solutions. Because with AREC, in many different types of installations, you don't need to replace the whole setup. You can just add AREC devices, and you will be able to improve or modernize your installation without needing to have a larger budget or replacing all of the products there. Now, government is not just meeting rooms, consoles, city halls, and others. Government installations can also be like the one in Poland, the place called the Blue Room, because in Poland, just as in many other countries, the places where they do interrogations for children, for kids, need to be kid-friendly. They should not look like an interrogation room. And the AREC devices, they can all be connected through network, which is the reason why the government in Poland, the core integration for children, chose our solutions. They can have pretty much the devices hidden and connected through network and be able to record all that they need to record. So recently, we have a very interesting case as well in the UK, where they are using AREC solutions for training firefighters. So they are doing simulations and training for new firefighters, and they are also using AREC solutions there. You can find more of these specific new case study and others if you go to our website, www.a-dena.com. Now, moving on to healthcare. Healthcare is a segment of the market that has had a lot of rapid growth in the past few years. And specifically when it comes to healthcare related to education, just like their medical simulation centers or medical training centers. We had a huge case 2 years ago in Colombia in the Javeriana University, where they built a whole new campus for training their students, and they needed to have a way to have the classes recorded for storage, also distributed throughout the campus because there are several floors, a lot of classrooms, and the place where they do the training itself is not large enough for all the students to be able to be in the classroom at the same time. So they opted to use AREC devices because since all the connection is done through network, and this is a medical grade type of installation, this allows the teachers to have access to the recording, but also the technical people, just like you see here, the operators to be in a separate room and have control of the entire system. We know that for medical, even though it's a simulation center, they all has to be sterilized. It has to be medical grade. And our solutions were the perfect fit for this project, which was a really, really big project and inspired many more projects after that. And this was an award-winning project. It won the CALA Award last year for Best AV Installation in Latin America. And like I said, it inspired many other installations, just like the case of the Latvian University, where they also had a simulation center. In this case, they are using both our recording and streaming solutions and also our control solutions, because we have devices that can allow you to control all of our media stations installed all in one device, and also do some basic control of cameras, audio systems, and others. And for healthcare, there are not just these sort of education simulation type of applications, but also actual. Okay. Oh, sorry, I thought someone was talking. I didn't realize the video. I didn't turn off the video sound. So like I was saying, these are real applications like the Memorial Hospital in Turkey, in Istanbul. And here they are, let me stop the sound. So here they're using our solutions because not just you can have different cameras all connected to the station, you can also add different sort of medical equipment. You can see that here we have two cameras, one focused to the doctors, one focused to the operation area, and another video source in this case is a medical equipment to show how the actual operation is being done. And this is useful for many different applications, one of them being training, but of course also for what is called the protection or security of the doctors, that legal protection, that they did all the steps the way they are supposed to. You can have this hard proof that the procedure was done properly. And that this can be extremely useful in many, many cases, especially for education, for healthcare as well. And it can be this type of medical devices. It can also be like the case in Moldova, where they have two different types of video cameras, medical video cameras. One is located on the light on top of the patient, and the other one is more like an endoscope. So different type of video sources, you can connect them to the media station, have them recorded, and if you need it for training, you can also stream them both on the internet, meaning perhaps a private server, YouTube, or others, or you can just stream them also locally inside the same campus in a closed network. There are different ways to use the solutions. Okay, let me take a look. Do we have any questions so far? Okay, so no questions. I'll continue for now then. So moving on to events. Of course, when we're talking about recording, we're talking about streaming. Events is one of the main markets as well, because our solutions allow you to combine different type of video sources. In the case of the CSC Malpensata in Italy, what they needed was a way to keep their 4K capabilities of their local installation while adding more recording and streaming options for their this place where they did the installation. It's like a multi-function room. That means that sometimes they have government type of meetings, but sometimes they have art performance, they have concerts, they have also seminars and all different kinds of activities taking place. So that's why they opted for our solutions. Also, for events, we have the case of Team Denmark. In Denmark, they are the institution or the organization in charge of all the sports events for Denmark. And they chose our solutions partially for their sports events, but also because they can arrange all their meetings with different other different countries, organizations as well, and have them all in one place. Now, in Lithuania, the Sunrise Tech Park chose to use our solutions because they have different type of entrepreneurship events where they train people, where they have seminars, where they have conferences, and this allows them to have an on-the-go type of production. They can not just record everything to share later on YouTube and other platforms, but also to allow people who are not able to attend in person to access the same presentation, the same meeting from abroad. And last case or last large market is worship. That's because nowadays people are always looking for ways to be, let's say, in two places at once. There are times where perhaps you are not able to physically attend a religious ceremony, but you still want to attend. Our type of solution allows people to do this. And when we're saying religious ceremonies, it's not always just the typical mass. It can also be used like in Iceland, where it was used for funeral ceremonies. We know that sometimes people unfortunately pass away and that we cannot always be there, but technology now can help us to be present and give the last goodbye to our loved ones, even if we cannot be there physically. And this is exactly the way that it was used in Iceland. And of course, for the traditional mass as well, just different type of religious ceremonies, no matter the religion itself, you can use also our solutions there. And this is just to show not just the type of installations that you can do with AREC, but also how much the market keeps improving and keeps growing. We can see this represented in the lecture capture market size, which has steadily been growing and is expected to reach almost 50 billion by 2030. So we can see that the market as a whole has been steadily growing and it will continue to do so. So just imagine to be able to join this industry and be part of the economic movement of what is AV nowadays. And in all type of installations, you can use AV solutions and AREC solutions as well. So one more time, as a recap, our solutions can be used for business, for corporate, for training, for meetings, for using with video conferencing systems like Teams, Zoom, Google Meets, and others. Also, one very good usage of our type of solution is for training of new employees. Let's say you are spending a lot of time to train someone new coming into the company one by one each time. You can really save a lot of time if you create some sort of catalog of the core things that the new employees need to know for a company, make them as a video, well-produced video that they can just watch on their own pace, and this will free up more time for you. Then, of course, for government, for councils, city halls, this is not just for transparency, but also for protocoling to allow them, the governments, to have all saved and archived. In healthcare, just like I showed before, whether it's for training of new potential new future doctors, or for having a recording of how the surgery or the procedure was done, and in education, worship, events, pretty much anywhere. And all of these is done with the core of AREC solution, the core, which is the media station. So I showed earlier, we have media station can look like this. We also have smaller type of media stations. It really depends on what type of usage you want to give to the solution. And the media station in itself, it's like a combination of different type of AV equipments that you can find. So the media station is an encoder, it's a decoder, it's also a video switcher and a video mixer. It has recording capabilities. You can record both on the internal memory of the device, or you can record on a NAS server, for example. The media station is a streamer, can also function as a network switch in occasions, and even do some joystick control for PTZ cameras. You see, I have, for example, my camera right here. I can be moving it with the arrows. I can apply different preset points, just like this. So the media station will allow you to record not just this image you can see right now, which is called the mixed video, the combination of all these video sources, but also each individual video. Like right now, I have 4 video sources connected to my media station. I am recording not just this mixed video, but also each one of them individually. That means that later on, even though this is already a complete production, if I want to do more editing of my final video, I can very easily do so. And for education, for using with video content management systems like Altura, OpenCast, Panopto, it is perfect because you can have cameras or other lecture, what is the name? I forgot for a second. Anyway, different type of video sources connected to the station. All of them will be recorded and the students will have access to it afterwards. So pretty much how you want to use it, you can do so. And one of the main reasons that the media station is so user friendly, it's that it's extremely easy to add your own branding or your own designs. You see, I am not just combining my presentation with my camera, I am also changing the background images, which can help to add corporate colors, logos, just like I'm changing right now the logos of my company. You can add who is the person speaking at the moment. You can say that you are live right now, and also change the composition of the video. See, I have different ways that I can just mix and match however I want. And this is what we call the versatility of the media station. So you can take your overlay, all sorts of images appearing on top of the video, the layout or the composition of the video sources, and the background, and make them into a mixed video. Now, besides this, the media station is extremely easy to use because it is a product that was thought for the end user. Now, while these are high technology AV equipment, the usage of it is relatively simple for end users so that teachers can use them, managers can use it. Even students should be able to use it with no problem without requiring a lot of technical knowledge. One of the main ways to use the media station is through the graphical user interface, which is this bar you can see appear and disappear here under me all the time. This is the way to change the graphical elements, overlay, layout, background. Also start recording. You can see right now I have been recording from the beginning. I can take snapshots also for creating bookmarks. I can do control of my PTZ cameras. I can change what is being displayed locally as well. Because if you take a look, what you can see right now is what's being recorded, but also for my local audience, I can choose what I want to display in cases of, let's put as an example, education one more time. If this is a classroom, I don't really need to show this type of composition to the students already present because they can already see me live, right? So I can choose if I want to, for example, just show my presentation, I can show any of my video sources connected. I can show all of them as well, very easily. So all of this control is done through the graphical user interface. And if you don't have access to the graphical user interface, you can also do the control with any mobile device. It doesn't matter which brand of mobile device or which model, because you don't have to download or install any applications. Simply by being in the same network as a media station, you can also apply all these changes very easily. And if your installation will include much more AV devices, we also have the ability to be used with control panels from brands like AMX, Crestron, Extron, Biamp, and others. So versatile, user-friendly, and easy to control. Now, sometimes maybe the budget is a bit lower or the needs are much simpler. You can also control some of the functions of the media station with a calendar file. For example, I can make a calendar appointment that from 9 to 11, I will have the need for recording. So the station will do the start and stop of the recording automatically on its own. It can also do the backup automatically. It can power on and power off automatically. It's quite versatile also in that way. And without forgetting the integration with Kaltura, OpenCast, and Panopto already done. And you can see how right now, at the beginning of the meeting, I was using my computer camera. If I wanted to share the content, I will have to just put all my presentation as the main video source. And maybe if there are 100 people present, my face will get lost somewhere. With this solution, you can have all of these professional layout presentation and use it in video conference. So Teams, Zoom, what is the other one? Google Meets. And if you have systems like Poly, Viam, Logitech, and others, you can also use this as a video source, without forgetting that our stations can produce up to 2 streams at the same time. So you can have all the video recorded and stream to YouTube and Facebook, for example, at any time. So this is what the media station can do, what AREC main solution can do. But here, AREC, we have more than just these recording devices. We have a whole ecosystem that is designed to give you all that you may need for your AV installations. So from cameras, we have PTZ cameras, we have static cameras, also that in a typical installation, you can have microphone systems, displays, computers. So we will provide you with different type of cameras for capturing the video images, which is where the whole recording process will start. You need to have a clear, good camera images. And also tracking solutions. If you're using microphones from Bosch, for example, then we can help you to have always the speaker in the focus of the camera. Do you need to have translation, transcription options? We will also be able to provide the right solution for you, whether it is for two-way communication, like the KSCC2 is a device that allows you to speak for two different languages at the same time and communicate with someone who doesn't speak your language. We also have another solution that allows you to add closed caption and subtitles to videos live, all through Google API, and that connect all of them to a media station for the recording, the streaming, use an accessory like the Radar Bridge to make it available on video conference, just like I'm doing right now, and add some basic control of light, displays, fans, and others with our control station. So this is AREC and AREC ecosystem. It's simple, it's flexible, it's reliable, and because we are part of the ASUS group, the support you will have is not just from sales, training, marketing, and the customer support, but also all the engineering team will always be there to provide you with assistance at all times. And from our side, assistance could be in the form of presentations, webinars, trainings. We can help with the technology side of our type of solution, marketing campaigns, and all the after-sale services that you may need, of course. And